Actually, we're live on the YouTube and in our Facebook group and page, but we're going to be broadcasting this from the YouTube. Guys, go right back to the YouTube channel and watch this live. If it's your first time on this channel, drop a number 1. Once again, if it's your first time seeing this channel, drop a number 1. If you have been here before, drop a number 2. My name is Eric.
I'm Dio.
And this is the Blank Spot Academy. We are talking about keeping the bag, what it takes to keep the bag. And we're going to let YouTube remind a couple people that we are live before we get started. But just like to say happy Money Making Mindset Shifting Monday.
Happy Monday, y'all.
And man, we're excited to be here. So do us a favor as you jump on, drop your city and your state, like, share, and tag Grand Rising Melissa.
Morning,
Make sure you
Melissa.
share this broadcast, because this is going to be something that's going to serve as a reminder, just as it did to me. It served as a reminder to me. It reminded me of what it really means to be a business owner and what's required. What it means to be a business owner and what is required. We got some bad lighting, huh? Yeah, not so great. Hold up. I'm pretty
Hope
sure
y'all doing well this morning.
that's not it. That's better. Probably a tad.
It made it better for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. Had the wrong light on. Grand Rising. Drop them cities and them states. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're on anything other than YouTube, everything else is going to be discontinued. Go to our YouTube channel. It is the Blanks Spot. The Blanks Spot.
Good morning, Jordan.
What's going on, Jordan? Thanks for jumping on, man.
All or Nothing Creation.
All or
Good
nothing.
morning.
All right.
Okay, Melissa. Remember, we open at 1 today.
We open at 1. So Grand Rising to everyone. Drop your city and state if you haven't done so already. Like, share, and tag. This is the Blank Spot Academy. We come on every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, spreading business, information, education, and cheer to everybody who is here. It's the holiday season.
It's the holidays, y'all. We got about a week and a half, and we're going to be out of here.
Countdown.
So it's a countdown. Y'all want to make sure that y'all get all of y'all supplies for your gifts and stuff, because the last day for shipping for us is going to be the 20th, the 21st, 20th.
Yeah.
So after the 20th, we will no longer be shipping anything.
Until the 20th.
Until the 30th.
The 30th, yeah. We'll be back on the 29th.
So shipping will stop from the 20th to the 30th. So you want to make sure you go ahead and get all of your orders in before then. All right.
If you guys are tuning in with us for the first time, guys, you want to make sure you subscribe, put that bell on to be notified. And I am going to be ending the broadcast on TikTok. Guys, listen, if you want to get this information, it's free content, and we think that it's valuable information as well. Slide over to our YouTube channel, and you'll see what's going on. It is the Blanks Spot. But until later on, because I still have to do that credit education challenge. Until later on, I will be seeing you guys. Check us out on our YouTube channel. Peace.
Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Glamour Stones.
All right.
How y'all doing?
We're about to get hot. So if you're on Facebook, page or group, doesn't matter. Slide over to the YouTube. YouTube. Because we are sliding out of here. I'm ready to get started on this one. This one right here, I think is going to serve as a reminder of what many of us already know. A reminder of what many of us already know. Okay. So thank y'all for jumping on. We appreciate it. Grand Rising Professor, thanks for jumping on.
Great morning, Professor.
Man, so having a conversation with another business owner that I met on social media, it made a lot of sense. Like I said, sometimes you got to get outside of your own thoughts, at least to even hear or remember what is what. And we talk about business all the time. We talk about business all the time. We don't just, I don't think we just throw things out there randomly, but we talk about business all the time. And if you're new to the platform, like I said, make sure you hit the bell, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified that when we go live, or even when we drop a short or something like that. But the whole purpose today is to continue talking about keeping the bag. People talk about securing the bag, secure the bag, get to the money, so on and so forth. But what does it really mean to keep the bag? And that's where I think a lot of us get confused, or we kind of push to the side. Z and Lee, thanks for jumping on. I think that's where we kind of get confused. A lot of people are so busy counting up the money, or like
counting up the sales,
chasing dollars, losing pennies, because pennies add up to dollars. Y'all don't get it. But a lot of people are so concerned about making the money, but our focus should be on learning how to keep the money just as well. I'm not saying that we should not be well versed in our craft, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your product or your service is, whatever it is that you're selling, telling, sharing, whatever it is. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be well spun up on that skill set or that craft. But I am saying is that being in business is about more than just making money. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start right here. A lot of people think that they get their LLC, they get their EIN, and all of a sudden they're their own.
Oh, I got a business.
They're their own boss. You know what I'm saying? They got a business. They got their own boss. But let me clear some things up. Or you want to hit that one? What an LLC really is?
Well, LLC, guys, is just an agreement that you have with your Secretary of State, right? A lot of people, they think, oh, I got my LLC, but what are you doing with it? You got to do something with it, right? So it's just an agreement,
Not just doing something with it, but a business consists of products and services.
Yeah.
And in order to have a successful business, we have to have products and services that people want, which means we now have to have customers. Creating an LLC is a step, and I'm not saying that it's not important. I'm not saying that at some point it won't be necessary. What I'm saying is a lot of people get it in their minds that an LLC is a business, and it is not. An LLC does not make a business. There are different business entities, and the first one, the very lowest entity, is a sole proprietorship. So there's a lot of people out there that are working that's operating a business as a sole proprietor, and that doesn't make their business any less important or any less skillful or any less necessary. Now, when we talk about creating an LLC or getting an EIN, a lot of people now, they think that they're a boss. I'm a boss now. Listen, how well is your business established?
Right.
When the customers slow down, when the sales slow down, when the economy starts to go up and down and people start to panic and they want to keep their money, when you get tired and you don't have the drive, when you get, underexcited and you just don't have the get up and go about yourself, and you may not be working your business, how well is your business established? How well is your business established, not just on the front end with your products and services, but how well is it established on the back end or even in the middle? What happens when things slow down? What are you doing then? Building your business and establishing a solid foundation and a solid business is very important. That's going to determine if you're here next year.
Yeah, and it takes time. You can't just think that, you in business this month and then now you're well established and that's next month. No, it's going to take some time. You have to really build up to get your business established.
So what does it mean when we talk about establishing your business? What does it really mean? Does anybody want to weigh in on what it means to have an established business? Anybody? we know it's not a webinar. You guys can't come on and we can show your picture and everything to see us. But if you know, if you're in a position to be active or interactive, share with us, what is your definition or what is your idea of having an established business?
Establish a solid business. What is your idea of that? Is it, you know, having a solid customer base? You know, what does that mean? You know?
And I'm gonna read a definition that I saw of an established business. But I want to see if we can get anybody to weigh in on what they think is a established business. Is that Kawana? Did I pronounce that right? Miss Williams, Grand Rising. Thanks for jumping on.
So at what point, guys, do you think that, you know, would you think that your business would be established? At what point? Anybody?
We don't have any buyers. We don't have any buyers this morning. Maybe they can't comment.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this definition, right? And this is spot on with what I was thinking when I thought about the conversation that we had. After 5 years.
5 years.
Okay. We're talking time frames. Okay.
All right.
So after 5 years, you think your business is established. All right. Having my back end business organized. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
It says I just Googled this, y'all, but it says an established business is one that has obtained a reputation for a specific product, service, process, or platform. Most established companies will aim to continue to grow and develop their customer base within their particular industry. Now, after hearing that, this is just a definition that's out there. You're still going to formulate your own idea of what it means to have an established business.
Right.
But a reputation, what type of reputation do you have with your customers or with your audience? Okay. Having solid procedures in place for how you communicate with customers, how you take orders, how you plan, how you budget, etc.
Yeah.
That's more along the lines. That's more along the lines of what I was thinking. The definition that I read is still a vague definition.
Yep.
But you have to understand that when things get slow and there's no sales to count, because sales are going to get slow eventually. I don't wish that on anybody,
right?
But that's just a fact in business. Whether you're used to having 100 sales a day and it drops down to 50 sales a day, sales are going to get slow. Whether you're used to having 50 sales a day and it slows down to 25, it's going to get slow. You're going to have a dip in business because there's always a dip in the economy or other people's mindsets about the economy.
Yep.
But you got to ask yourself, are you established? Having solid policies and procedures or procedures in place of how you communicate with your customers. So how are you communicating with your customers?
I mean, that could be, having a solid marketing strategy, having a solid, just the way that you go about business and your customers already know, okay, well, this company, is going to be doing this for Valentine's Day or going to be doing this for Christmas, things like that. I think that's a part of having, having a solid business.
What about
things to expect?
What about the times that you are opened? What about your office hours, your operating hours?
You already know, what these operating hours are because they, they don't change every day, So
you're not there just because, okay?
You're not there just just because, and like Professor said, having a plan. It's all about that as well. So going into 2023, you guys have to make sure that you have a plan for the different holidays and things like that. When you're getting ready for sales, and that's all about having an established business, right? You already know what you're going to be putting on sale for, say, Valentine's Day. I've already seen some things out for Valentine's Day. And many of your customers you already know that they're going to be purchasing from you. They're expecting that because they already know that, hey, the professor's going to be doing this or she's going to be doing that. So that's a part of it. That's a part of it. Anyone else want to elaborate about where do you think your business should be when you call yourself being an established business? What's a part of that? You know, we had a timeline after 5 years. You know, the professor said, you know, communicating with your customers, you know, taking orders, how you plan and how you budget. Anybody else want to weigh in? What do you think as far as your individual business? Where do you say that you would say that it's established? What makes it established? Or haven't you thought about that? Haven't you thought about it? So we want to hear from you guys today. Anyone? So when it comes to the actual timeline, okay, so after 5 years, what does that mean? So after 5 years of you being in business, does that mean that after 5 years of consistency, you know, have you been consistent in your business when it comes to the time frame as far as the years? Okay, Jordan says, I think customers would know how to operate and are able to love certain expectations from you. Exactly. That's pretty much like what I said. You know, they know to expect certain things when it comes to, you know, the holidays and things like that. So yes, Rose says you can take a vacation and still make profit. Okay, I think that's important too. So yeah, that means that you're established and you're still making money as you're not in the limelight. So yeah, I was just giving them a chance to kind of elaborate on what we're talking about.
So you're establishing your business. Establishing your business may not be a specific timeline,
Right.
And the reason why is because every business is different and every industry is different, and every person's drive is different. That's another thing. Things happen, life happens. Many of you are business owners and you hold a 9-to-5 job, so that can actually determine how soon and or how well you can establish your business. There's lots of information out there to talk about, you know what, the first 5 years or 5 to 7 years or even 10 years. There's lots of things like that. However, just because we start making profit, just because we get into the green in the first 18 months, that doesn't mean that we have established a business, that our business is well established. And I'm going to use our business for example. We started this business literally about 18 months ago. I think we're on month 19. We started this business about 19 months ago. This particular business. Now, this is our latest business venture. Now, because we already had an idea about how business worked, because we already understood business, and because we understood the importance of doing market research. We understood the importance of finding a hole in the community, in the economy, and actually learning the importance of filling that hole. Us, with the industry that we jumped into and with the product and service that we started to provide, we had no problem creating a profit. We were in the green within our first 5 months of being in business, because there was such a huge demand for our product and our service.
Right.
But now here's the other part. How do you stay in the green? How do you stay in the profit? And it's not going to be, and a lot of people think and look to have their businesses running automatically. We're not complete business owners. We're still self-employed. Meaning that if we are not here physically, then we are not going to be successful in business because we don't have a bunch of employees that can actually run the store when we're not here. The things are not going to get shipped.
Yeah, I mean, and it's different. Our business is different. So we don't just operate just an online business. So we have a retail store, right? So that means that when we take off from the 21st to the 29th, that means that we're not going to have any profit, any customers coming through the door that just want to just come put their hands on stuff, right?
Yeah.
We don't have any employees right now that we can leave for that long of a time. So that means that the profit is not going to be there for those people walking through the door.
For the retail, for the brick and mortar side.
Yeah.
Now we have a website.
Yeah.
And the great thing about our business and our plan as we started building an online presence immediately. Yep. We didn't look to say, okay, let me establish a local presence first,
right?
And then once we feel comfortable with that,
right,
we'll start creating an online presence, because our vision for our business was a lot different. Yeah. Remember, there's different levels to business and what you want. So our vision for our business was different. So we immediately started to create an online presence, which means we have online customers, which means that when we're not here physically, our website still turn on.
Working. Yep.
We can still offer opportunities for people to either get a sale, get a discount, get a reduced price on something, and they can still take advantage of that. Now, the drawback to that is, like B said, the customer's going to have to wait on their product.
Yep.
Well, the great thing about it is we're establishing. Watch this.
Yep.
We're establishing a rapport with our customers,
so they know.
As far as shipping too.
Right.
As far as shipping. So even though our process online may say 5 to 7 business days for us to process and get your order out of the door, we've been getting the orders out of the door within 24 to 48 hours, which means our customers have been receiving their products quickly.
Yep.
So now that we have established a rapport, or we're establishing some type of rapport with our customers, by us taking a extended time off, they may not feel they may not feel
like we abandoned them.
Yeah, abandoned. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, so they don't feel abandoned. I mean, we put out way ahead of time. Listen, this is what we're getting ready to do.
Yeah.
So we need you guys to go ahead and purchase early. That way you're not last minute trying to come in here getting this or getting that or needing something shipped.
Or you're not disappointed because we're not here.
So, and that comes with, that whole communication piece.
Yeah.
Like Professor said, communicating with your customers, letting them know what's going on. And customers appreciate that. They appreciate that.
So, most people, and just so you guys know, if you don't know, most of our customers are business owners. So we deal B2B, business to business. And we do have some hobbyists, some non-business owners, but the majority of our customers, I say about 95 to 99% of them are business owners. So a lot of them are going to be taking off as well. They're going to be putting the business on, I don't want to say pause, but they may not be producing as many orders. They may still be taking orders, but they may not be producing completing as many orders or actually mailing things out. They may have a cutoff time. So for us, and knowing that it's not going to be a huge deal breaker, they're not going to say, of course, you want to have a backup, and we talk about that.
Yep. You
want to have a backup plan if in case you can't get what you want, or if it's a last minute, or if you're the type of business owner that only buys one of something, then you have a oopsie, and you want to try to replace it. But regardless, we're building a rapport with our customers and our clients to understand that, our policy says that we're going to, we have this long to ship your items. But because we've been shipping quickly, we get a lot of praise. Our company gets a lot of praise for fast shipping. And even though only thing we're doing is getting out the store, that's all we're doing. But that means the postal service is doing their part. Building a solid business and a solid foundation in your business, it means a lot. Are your products that you're offering your customers, are they consistent, giving consistent quality? That's another thing. A lot of times as business owners, we get started and we
slack.
Yeah, we get comfortable.
We slack. We start off all happy and excited about our product, and then next thing you know, you're not excited anymore, and then now you're producing bad product.
Or
Right.
it could be that because something may have happened financially,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe, just maybe, we haven't completely shifted our mindsets and we are trying to create um, two out of one.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to stretch our product.
Mm-hmm.
We're buying our products instead of staying within our budget.
Yeah.
We're shopping for budget.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make that one clear too, because there's a lot of people who will say and have said that I want to build my business, or I'm building my business on a budget. No, you shouldn't be building your business, and this is my strong professional opinion. I don't think anybody should be building their business on a budget. I think people should be building their business within their budget.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you kind of understand the difference between building a business on a budget, that mindset, versus building your business within your budget.
Yeah.
A lot of times we get started, and once again, you get that LLC, you get that EIN, and you start seeing the expenses.
Mm-hmm.
The expenses, they add up really quickly.
Yes, they do.
We're following this person, and we run over here, and that person's
doing this, we're doing that,
and then we follow that person, and we go over there, and these expenses add up.
Mm-hmm.
We look at a product, or we're in the industry where there's so many different products that are out there. We want to get involved in everything, not really finding our niche, not really finding the product that our customers are looking for, or not even creating a stable market, because you can create your own stable market.
Right. Because you can't be out there one minute you baking, and then the next minute making tumblers. I mean, y'all gotta stick with some things that kind of relate to each other, right? A lot of you guys, wherever is trending, then now you jump in from that to the next thing. So now people don't know what to expect from your business, because yesterday I was baking a cake, and today, I'm making a tumbler. Or, you guys understand what I'm saying. You got to find stuff that's relating to each other, so that people know, what you're doing. Right. So, and I know as a crafter myself, always looking at the different trends, and always, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. And then you're introducing all this stuff into your business. And now it's like you're all over the place. You don't really have a niche, or you don't really have one thing that you're doing that has a bunch of things that's related to it. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, right? And I know it's hard, as a crafter, it's hard, because there's always different things that are out there looking at us in the face like, oh, try me. So let's get things that are relatable to each other in our business. Let's not just jump from one thing that's way over here doing something different, and then now you're baking a cake. 1 minute you're doing a shirt, now you're baking a cake. Y'all know what I'm saying. So Jordan said, I was jumping around a bit before I got my shirt press and started doing shirts now. And now I'm feeling confident in this area. Yeah. So you gotta get to that point where you're not just a crafter doing all these different things, right? Find one thing and then have other little things that's related to it.
Why do people
get established?
But why do people jump around?
Well, people jump around is because of the trends and because they see what other people are doing.
How about this? Another reason people may be jumping around is because they didn't stick with what they started with.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing isn't making money fast enough.
Yep, that fast money.
And they're looking at it's taking too long to get this turnover time. A business is nothing like a job.
Yeah.
But a business is just like a job. Somebody's going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take you to go into your business. Okay, so in the beginning, when we start a business, unless you have the money, unless you have the capital to buy into a franchise that is going to allow you the opportunity to have employees, then you're going to have to go into your business so your money can come.
Yep.
That means self-employment. That means that you're self-employed in the initial state.
Yep.
And what happens is Many people are looking for, they misunderstand what it means to be a business owner. So what they do is they look for a quick turnaround.
Yep.
We have to understand that in order to create some type of passive revenue, we have to have some type of active effort. Yep. So in the beginning, it's going to take some active effort before we can build that passive income.
Yeah.
And I want you to, if you can kind of relate to this, if you can understand this, when you first start a job, it's going to take anywhere between thank you, man, I appreciate you. It's going to take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks before you get your first paycheck. Okay? It's going to take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks before you get your first paycheck because you have to put the time in. You may miss the time.
Yep.
You may miss the time schedule, whatever. You know, it's going to take a little while to get paid.
Right.
Now, you've started this job, and oftentimes we already have the expenses. We already have the bills. We already have the debt. The debt is established before our finances are. So now we can go, honestly, let's just be transparent. We can go 5 to 10 years without being financially established on a job. Or even feeling comfortable enough to start, you know, having some type of emergency fund or creating some type of savings account. So a lot of people take that same mindset and they say, well, I'm getting paid right now in a job. I'm going to go to a business and start getting paid immediately. How many times have you heard people say, I don't have any sales? I haven't gotten any sales yet.
All the time. We hear that all the time. All of the time. It's not going to be the same. You may not get that sale every day, every week. You may not in the beginning. Like you getting you're going to get that paycheck. In a business, it's not like that.
Yeah. So
you got to change your mindset from that employee mindset to a business mindset. You have to change that.
And then that's one of the importance, the important reasons why it's important to establish a business. Jordan said that was my problem before. I would make a month of good sales, then it died, so I moved on to another craft.
Yep.
And so I'm glad I caught that early. I don't plan to jump around anymore. And I want y'all to understand something. Thank you for sharing that, Jordan.
Yeah.
I want y'all to understand something. If you don't stay with something,
you gotta stick and stay
long enough to see if that is something that's going to be a money maker, a good product is what it is, then we'll forever be jumping around. There's nothing wrong with adding to. There's nothing wrong with improving on. But before people are able to identify that something is a good product or service, we have to do the research in the market. And a lot of people are not doing that. They're not researching their local market. They're not researching their global market. They're just saying, hey, I see other people doing this and I'm going to do it too. I see people came on social media and said they're making all this money from doing this and I can do it too. That's not the case. Let me see. Glamour Stone said we started making jewelry and has evaluated to elevated to
embroidery t-shirt.
Okay, so you added things to your repertoire. I think was it's a mindset. It's a mindset shift. There's a lot of people who don't go into business to build a business. I think that's one of the biggest issues. A lot of personalities go into business to make money. And not to build a business.
Right.
And I know that may sound real silly.
But it goes back to the thing we was talking about, I think last week, about, leaving something. When you think about your business, have you thought about, okay, this is the business that I'm going to leave for someone or leave a legacy, or this is just something that I'm doing right now to get some money?
That's the difference between hustling and flipping and actually establishing a foundation. A lot of people come into a business to flip. They come into a business with the mindset of flipping versus planting and establishing. And I think that comes from not understanding how business works. It comes from the crowd that we surround ourselves with. It comes with the information that we get about business ownership. And it's work. It takes work. It definitely takes work. I don't know anybody who is operating a business successfully who's not involved in the business. Don't look at the wealthy people, the wealthy 1%ers who have boards and who get reports sent to them via email, or they come into the office once a month or once every 2 weeks, or they have several areas. Don't look at those people. I'm talking about individuals, personalities who have never ever owned a business before, who all they did was really work a job. And now that they've seen the light and they see, hey, you know what? I can use this business to improve my situation, but not understanding how to do that. And it takes understanding the importance of building a strong, solid foundation. Let me see, we had awesome weeks and months, but we have had very bad weeks and months. We didn't start to have business just past time. Just the past time. Okay. Yeah, 6 years later, we have a business. And it does take time because now we have to get our minds together.
Yeah, you got to make up your mind as to, this is what I want to do.
What are you
is
feeding?
this really what I want to do, as a business?
What are you feeding yourself?
Do you know that?
What are you reading? What whose recommendations are you taking? Whose advice are you taking? Are you following up? Are you researching for yourself? It's challenging. But I'm going to tell you this. If more people understood, and I've had this conversation with several different business owners about whether everyone should own a business, whether everyone is capable of owning a business, or should they own one or not. I've had this conversation with several business owners, and some people come back and say, well, business is not for everybody. And I can't disagree with that more. Business is for everybody. See, you're going to build a business. You're going to build a business in your lifetime. You may build several businesses in your lifetime. If you have a job right now, you're building a business. You just not
building your business.
Yeah, you just have a section. You have a section that you have been assigned to do.
You building it for somebody else.
You're gonna build a business in your lifetime. You're either gonna build a business or you're gonna be on some type of public assistance. Don't get mad at me. I'm just keeping it real. We're building a business when we go to a job, whether we understand it or not. So for somebody to say, well, you know what, business, everybody shouldn't own a business, I think that people's mindsets should begin to shift. I think that their mindset should begin to shift because a business is a strategy. And that's where we start talking about how you can build something and leave something for your family. A business is a strategy towards building something and leaving something, a legacy. You're going to leave a legacy. Depending on what you leave, it's up to you.
Exactly.
But you're going to build a business in your lifetime.
How many of y'all think y'all going to be able to leave y'all job?
To your kids.
To your kids. To your grandkids. Can you leave your job?
No, you can't. Not unless you own it.
Okay.
And truth be told, everybody's not for business. This country is the greatest country in the world, so we're told. This country has access to all types of resources, and that's something I know. Whether we have those resources that are coming out of the ground or whether those resources are passing through our borders, we have access to those resources. People are coming to this country to do the very thing that we're talking about.
Yep.
Whether they have the resources that we have, whether they have more resources than we have, doesn't matter. They are understanding that they need to have ownership and control. But it's the ones that were born here, the ones who live here, the ones that went through this education system, and I'm not going to get too deep, that have been conditioned to believe that it's just one of those things. But once we start getting serious about our business, it's going to prompt us to begin to ask for more information. And once we get more information, it's going to prompt us to want to be educated. And once we get more educated, now we can start to learn how to properly apply. So,
and these things don't happen overnight, guys. So, and I know it's probably some of you are right now on the verge of quitting your business. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't quit.
Jordan says, LOL, you guys been following me or what? I started doing crafts, trying to make that extra buck, but now moving forward, recently I'm looking to establish just making a quick buck. Hey, man, listen. They say great minds think alike. So we have these calls to give people things to think about because we're always thinking. Every step that we move financially is a business thought and a move. The professor says monetize your craft. I think as crafters, we like to monetize our craft. Nothing wrong with that. You have to. Whether you are a crafter or not. Yeah. When she says monetize your craft, she's talking about your skill set. Your craft, now you're right, and I know what you're talking about. My craft can be, I can be a crafty speaker.
Yeah.
I can be a crafty writer. I may be good with my hands. I may be good with building things. I mean, whatever your thing is, whatever your gift is, whatever your talent is, monetize it.
Yeah.
It seems more like a marathon over 100 meters. Yeah, it is. It is, and it can be a lengthy process. Yeah. But I also want everyone to understand that it's a daily process. And I want y'all to think about it like this. The average person goes to a job for 30 to 40 years. Multiply those days that they're at work by those years. I'm just saying. Let's just say that out of that year, that person, that individual is at work 300 days out the year. My math ain't that great. But if they at work for 1 year for 300 days, and they do 30 years, that's what, about 9,000 days? It's at 90,000 days. No, that's 90,000 days.
It's a lot.
90,000 days out of our lives we at work. 90,000 days. I think that's right. Let me get my math together. I'm making a point.
Mathematician.
I'm making a point, y'all. I'm making a point to what Jordan was saying as far as the marathon. And y'all help me out. I know y'all got calculators. My brain freezes sometimes. Let me see. 300 times 30. 9,000. I'm sorry. 9,000 days in 30 years that we're at a job. And if you look at it, it's 365 days in a year times 30. So out of 10,950 days in 30 years, we had a job, 9,000 of them. You're right, it's a marathon. Because if we're going to work for 30 years, we're expecting to receive some type of benefits from those 30 years. And we keep on going back. But when we get to a business, we want to do it in 18 months. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. So that makes sense. It does make sense. It does make sense, Balele. It seems more like, okay. I'm at that point where I'm questioning
if I should have my own business.
Well, if you're at that point to where you're questioning should you have your own business, then my question to you, and this is for everybody else out there, is what you're doing on your job or career giving you what you need? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead. But
or is it going to give you what you need in the future?
Yeah. See, because we can't, we got to understand this. We're not, even though we're living for today, we actually are planning for tomorrow. Remember I said this, we have two financial objectives that we have to accomplish. We have two financial objectives that we have to meet. One is our current lifestyle. We go to work or start build a business today for that. Keeping the lights on, food on the table, clothes on the back. But our future lifestyle, is your job, are you working for somebody? Is the fact that you're working for somebody going to be enough for you in the future? And are you working for just enough? See, we've been sold and told that it's okay to be mediocre. I got a video I'm going to drop after this about mediocrity. People are telling us that it's okay that we're not financially successful. We're more apt to believe what we want to hear than to accept what we need to hear. So the question you should ask yourself is, why are you building your business? See, once we figure out why we're building our business, our whole attitude changes.
Why are you doing it? I said this before. What's the reason for it? Is it just to make a quick buck? Are you doing it, to leave a legacy?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it?
It's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge to get up and go to work every day. So you gotta ask yourself, going to a job and building somebody else's business is hard. Building your own business is hard. Which one you gonna do? Which hard are you gonna choose? You gotta choose your hard. Some people have to work somebody else's business now and build their business a little bit in the background until they get to the position to where they can focus on their business own. Choose your hard. That's why we share financial education and financial strategies. It's not so you can hear it and act right now. It's so you can hear it repeatedly to understand that a business is a tax strategy. A business is a wealth building strategy. A business is an opportunity to leave something positive to your family, whether they want to use it or not. Once we start a business, Then we start learning how to create passive income.
Yep.
So when our family don't want to do it, they still have passive income coming in, and they can use that income to build more wealth.
Exactly.
When we start understanding, see, a lot of people are looking they're looking at a finish line. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, how long do I have to practice financial education? Till you die? Till you die. We've decided to work a job for 40 years, but you're going to ask me before we even get started, how long do I have to? Listen, it's a way of life. This is something that we have to do.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't do it if we're not ready. I'm reading, Professor. We shouldn't do it if we're not ready. But the question you're going to ask yourself is, when are you going to start saying, hey, I'm going to take control, and stop saying, hey, it's their fault, or I'm tired, or I'm sick and tired, or, that's what it boils down to. I've learned in the last year that there's a lot of bad advice out here. You think you need all of this stuff to start. Take classes that are not beneficial and find out how cutthroat it can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It matters. Your circle matters. And you know what I found, D? I found that for whatever reason, and I have my own opinions, but for whatever reason, there's a lot of people out there who are afraid to make a decision, informed or not. We're reluctant to make a decision. We're reluctant to get the information, and many of us are reluctant to apply that information when we get it, because we're wanting to not be the reason why we fail. That's what we want. We have to understand that at some point in time, we're going to have to take that step. Everyone's not ready for business, but you can still make extra money from the skills you have.
Yeah.
Having a business is totally different from having a side hustle or making extra money. Everything that we say in these conversations is not for everybody. It's not.
But just know why you're doing it. Right. If you're doing it just, for that reason, then do it for just that reason. You have to know what the plan is for it. I'm
gonna say this.
You have to know.
I'm gonna say this. And this is a heavy conversation. Everybody ain't gonna receive this next part. You can make $10,000 from your craft on the side. While you work a job, you can make $10,000 on the side. And I'm gonna make it an even $12,000. That's an extra $1,000 a month. You can make an extra $1,000 a month on the side from a craft that you have established, that you have
a skill
that you brushed up on, and that might be enough for you.
Right.
That extra $1,000 a month might be enough for you.
Right.
I'm not trying to belittle that. I don't want to make light of that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If you want to understand how to turn that extra $12,000 into a business, then there's going to be some things that are going to be required. And I don't want to get deep into this, but that extra $12,000 is going to do something for you.
Right.
You're going to either live a better lifestyle, you're going to invest that money, you're going to use that money to get out of debt, or you're going to just buy stuff.
Right.
Regardless of what you do with that extra $12,000 a year, somebody's eyes are going to be on the money that you're making. If that money's not being reported, you run the risk of getting in trouble. I'm not trying to scare anybody. These are facts. What am I saying? I'm saying this. You make an extra $1,000 a month and you don't report it, then you get audited, then what? You make an extra $1,000 a month and you report it on your taxes and you're able to write off the deductions, the expenses. You just kept more money.
Yep.
You just saved more money. That is the beginning of understanding business.
You have to have a plan.
But I'm just going to say this. I don't agree.
Understand why you're doing it.
I don't agree. But just because I don't agree with what some people do, that don't make me right and them wrong.
Right.
That don't make them right and I'm wrong. It just lets you know that a lot of people are not at that level. Understand this. We live in a society, we live in a country that wants to get their hands in our pockets.
Yep.
We're trying to show you how to keep their hands out of your pockets. Side hustles are cool until they're not. Reporting your income and understanding how the tax system works, understanding how business works, understanding all these things that we're doing anyway, it's only going to benefit you.
Yep.
If you don't have the discipline, or if you're not in the right mind space or the head space to do that, that's cool. But just know, just like going out there and taking somebody else's design and getting hit with copyright or trademark, just know that when you're making money on the side, you're taking a chance. If you're making money on the side and not reporting, you're taking a chance. So that's your choice. I'm not here to snitch on anybody or be the police, the money police. That's not my job. My responsibility is to be a responsible sharer of information. I'm the person that's saying, hey, get educated, not entertained. I'm the person that's saying, hey, listen, if you ain't ready to run a business in all its splendor, then you're going to run a business regardless. It's just a matter on who you're running one for.
Right.
If you can't wrap your head around reporting your money to the IRS, if you can't wrap your head around recording your expenses, if you can't wrap your head around that for yourself, but you can wrap your head around doing it at a job, there's no issue with you or the business. It's the issue is with you. I'm just being real. We can do the same thing that we're telling you that you're going to have to do in a business to be successful for somebody else. We can do this. We can hire somebody right now to keep our books. But that same person is just going to be an employee because they don't want a business.
Right. And that's okay.
That's fine. I don't have an issue with it.
That's okay.
Just know what you're giving up. What you're giving up is the opportunity to build something. We can sit and we can complain about our current situation, or we can do something about it. We have all these other things going on around us. And there's always something that's going to be going on around us.
Yep.
Whether it's, loss of family, whether it's illnesses, whether it's dealing with something else personally, there's always going to be something going on around us. But that's not gonna matter to the people who want their bills. They want the lights paid. They want the rent paid. You're not gonna go to the grocery store and purchase groceries with feelings.
Or likes.
You're not going or likes as
followers.
As Professor said. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. We still have to move forward. If you move forward and you decide that you have a business, understand the importance of building a strong foundation. If you're the personality that's saying, hey, you know what? Business ain't for me, that's fine. We need somebody to pay these taxes. We need somebody to go out there and focus specifically on a job. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to end up having regrets.
Right.
Most people don't understand. The other side of it is we're not making the time to understand. It's an option. Every morning we wake up to choices and options. Choices and chances. We wake up to it. The question is, what choices you gonna make? So, not to be a Debbie Downer or somebody who is actually, against somebody who doesn't have a business. I mean, it's a personal choice. But I think a lot of people are making these choices based off of being misinformed. How many people have woken up and said they're sick and tired? How many people woke up this morning to travel to a job through traffic to deal with some personalities that they don't want to deal with only because they got to pay their bills, that their kids need clothes or how many people? It's a lot of them. If people decide to incorporate a side hustle into their life, I'm not talking to you. That's fine. Just know what that side hustle comes with. Once again, not trying to scare anybody. These are facts. These are the things that people are not talking about on these platforms.
Yeah.
They're not talking about this. See, this can be good, but it also can be bad and ugly. Not understanding that there's a better way. As Glamour Stone saying, not understanding that there's a better way and to be smarter and make better decisions and choices, that's just going to lead to another issue. That's all. I don't.
We just want y'all to be better, for 2023.
Once again, this
You know,
doesn't apply to everybody. Though.
Doesn't apply to everybody. You know, we only talking to those that this, you know, applies to.
And if you wanna connect and stay connected with us, keep following, keep liking, keep sharing. Did anybody share this live? Did anybody share this broadcast? If you didn't, please share it. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified. But I think these are the conversations that we need to have, because you're welcome. I think these are conversations we need to have because we do get down on ourselves. Our situation is similar to everybody else's. What were you doing this morning when it was time to get up? Honestly. You didn't feel like getting up this morning.
I didn't want to come in. I just one of them days, you know.
And having the accountability, partner, or reminding ourselves of our why. This ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen for the rest of our lives. We're gonna always be business owners, but we're not gonna always be doing the work.
Nope.
And just know that there is a process that's gonna take us to a different level. If you're looking to get to the next level, you gotta pass this one. Can't skip.
And it's not easy.
Nah, it ain't
it's
easy,
hard.
man. It's hard. Man, nobody, they lying to y'all, man. This is hard.
This is not easy. It's hard. You're gonna have some days to where you just gonna be like, I ain't doing it, but you know you got to. You got to get up out of that bed. You got to keep on going. Turning over
tables in your mind. You know, you turning over tables in your mind.
I know some of y'all on here right now. Y'all just want to quit. You can't.
Please, man.
You can't quit.
You know, even if you pause, don't quit. Even if you pause for a minute to adjust your mindset, get your thoughts together, don't quit. Because I'm telling you, every time we quit, it gets harder to start over. Stay connected. Connect to some powerful personalities, some powerful information, so you can from there build what you want to build. Hopefully you found some value. You making tumblers and listen. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, hopefully you found some value in this conversation that we've had. It's not really what I want to talk about in its entirety, but you know, it's okay. You know, but you got to think about it. Sometimes we have to stop so we can readjust. Sometimes we got to stop so we can regroup.
Yep.
But I mean, you know, we still living. So
yep,
we're still living. And nobody's gonna look down on you because you said,
nope.
I need to take a break.
Nope. It's okay to take a break.
You know. She said it's okay to quit. Man, I was about to call you.
Quit doing it. I knew she had. Yeah. I knew she was coming back with something else.
I was about to call you. I sure was.
You know that ain't Professor.
Yeah, you know.
Quit doing it the hard way. Like she said.
It's
start doing it smarter and effective.
It's more out there for us. It is. And I'm telling you, if you get around positive, powerful people, you'll stop feeling drained. If you get around positive, powerful people, you'll stop getting drained. See, the reason why we feel a lot of the ways we feel is because people are drawing from our energy.
And they're draining us. Get away from them. Run.
Anyway, you ready to get this? Y'all got any more comments or questions?
Y'all, we got to clean up. We had this party this weekend. We had a good time with our members and our employees. So we got a mess up in here. We got to clean up. Well, we had a good time, though. Really ain't no mess because they helped us clean up. We had our first annual TBS party for our TBS members and employees, and we had a good time on Saturday. So we got to do some cleaning up. Oh, thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Yeah, she did a great job with the decor, Miss Tisdale. She did a great job. It looked great. Thank you.
So, we are going to adjourn for this morning. We'll be back on Friday. We're going to see if we can find another interview to do, business owner, and see if we can add some more value to your lives. Like this, share it, tag somebody, subscribe to our social media channels. You'll find us everywhere. The Blanks spot. And yeah, just hang in there. A change is gonna come.
Hang in
man.
there, y'all.
Just hang in there, man. It gets easier. It gets easier. It's not gonna just be easy, but it does get easier. So I'm Eric,
And I'm D, y'all.
and this is the Blank Spot Academy, coming in every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about business, education, financial education, business tips, things to hopefully improve your business and give you some value. And make
Yes, because we different over here. We don't just want to sell you stuff. We want to educate you and make sure you know how to keep the money from the stuff.
Keep the bag.
All
Keep
right.
the bag, y'all. Keep the bag. So, couple of days till Christmas, a couple of days at the end of the year. Look forward to seeing you guys on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and in between. Like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. We'll see you all at the top because there are entirely too many people struggling at the bottom.
Y'all, let's finish this year off strong. Finish it off strong, y'all.
Peace.
Talk to y'all later.